Hey everyone, so this is not my traditional video. I'm not going over a case study. It's not a specific recommendation on an investment. I am giving you an update on the wildfires happening in Southern California, which is where I'm located. Many of you have kindly reached out saying, I hope you're okay and your family. I'm very lucky. I'm okay. My family is okay. I'm going to show you how lucky I am and give you an update on the fire. Now, I'm not a news reporter or anything, but many of you have graciously been reaching out going, hey, I just want to really make sure you guys are okay. What's the latest? What's going on? So I just want to show you that. In addition, there's a new tax analyzer feature that came out about a week ago in the software that we use for clients. So I want to show this to you guys because, of course, as you know, you all can have access even if you're not a root client. So with that being said, here's why we are extremely lucky. Now, before I show you this type of software I'm using right now, this is called Loom, L-O-O-M. That is how we correspond with clients. So you can see I'm really big on your screen, and now I'm not as big, and now I'm really small. So I'll stay in this middle range here, but this is how we communicate with our clients at Root. Rather than leaving super long voicemails or typing out super long replies, we find this can be really efficient. I don't work for Loom, so don't care if you guys use them in your personal lives or otherwise, but I find it's just really helpful. So once again, that is called Loom, which I'm just going to put right here for you, loom.com, regarding what I'm using right here. Now, here's why I am extremely lucky in my family. So I'm going to put on my little laser pointer. I promise I am a software geek, actually. That's not true. But this is called Presentify. I don't get any commissions for any of this. But this is where I live. So I'm right by the Getty. I'm right in Westwood. My fiance works at UCLA. And my parents live in Point Dume, which is right here you can see. Now, this is the Palisades fire. So basically, my parents barely avoided it, in large part because there was a huge burn at Pepperdine through the Franklin fire about a month ago, which is why many firefighters believe that's why it has not actually extended. And then I'm just lucky that literally I am like the next evacuation warning is where I live. So this weekend, my family went to Palm Springs to get away from all the craziness. We're fortunately okay, but I know so many people that have lost their homes and more than that. Documents, family memories, things that you cannot replace. So extremely sad. Fortunately, we are okay. But for all of those who did lose their home, or for those of you who have never been in this type of danger, all I ask is that you be prepared. And if you're not already on my email list, I send all these emails out. This is a fun photo from me over the weekend where I went to the Palm Springs Surf Club just for some fun to get away from what's going on. It was really fun. It was $200 for the hour, and you can see it looks like I'm falling. It also looks like I'm water skiing. Also, it doesn't look like I'm falling. I am falling. But this is the email that's going to be sent out to all of you. So the video summary here, this is where you're going to be able to click and see the video I'm recording right now in real time. If you have never had to evacuate, it is not a fun feeling. So if you can go to this website, at least through the Red Cross, and it just tells you what you need to know to get ready to evacuate, you will just sleep better. And this is something that I think a lot of people need to do. So that's what I wanted to go over on the fire. Fortunately, I'm okay. The last thing that I want to go over in this quick video for you guys, I'm going to make myself really small. So this is the software that we use for clients. Many of you already know this, but we're not married to software, so it's not like we have to use this. But I offer this academy. Now, this is for a few $100. Many of you are already in this. You don't get one-on-one guidance where you talk to me or members of my team, but you get access to the software. So this is where if you want to play around and really be your own advisor and run your own scenarios, you can go do that. They are constantly making updates, which is awesome because you guys get to reap the benefits, but you only have to pay a one-time fee to get in there. And it is a few $100 for a reason because my team's not coming in giving you guidance. We might offer an option for that in the future, but not today. Now, you can see there's a lot in here, but one of the main reasons that a lot of you join is the tax piece, the tax strategy. And I wanted to, let me highlight this real quick. So this, when you guys go to my website here, Early Retirement Podcast, earlyretirementpodcast.com. When you're here, what did I want to highlight? Oh, submit a question. When you submit a question, it goes directly to me. So if you do this, I will be the one seeing it. The reason I'm putting this out is this member here, Steven, sent me a note regarding my podcast this morning. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but early retirement podcast. I don't know, maybe the latest one will come up. But if you click here, okay, so this was the one that sent out 7 hours ago. I released episodes on Monday. You don't need a tax preparer, you need a tax planner. And you can listen to that if you want to know why. But he says, your story a while back about people expecting too much out of their CPA reminded me of the saying, don't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. Turning your W-2s and 1099s, I promise I speak English, 1099s for last year into a 1040 is like swimming. So you hire a fish CPA because they're very good at that. But tax planning is like climbing a tree. So it wouldn't make sense to hire a fish. You need to hire a squirrel CFP for that. And then I actually go further and say, don't hire a CFP, which is what I am, certified financial planner, because they're certified. How many doctors would you never let touch your body? Now, doctors are amazing. I'm so grateful that they exist, but I'm not just going to go to a doctor because they're an MD. So CFP, that's like, okay, maybe we should potentially talk. But the point here is if I bring this full circle, which I try to do because I know I rant a lot, so apologies in advance, I just get excited, is this is a tool that shows tax strategy. So this is just an example, John and Jane Sample, the 5149, they have 3 kids. They're in a really good spot. A lot of this was due to inheritance, but they have $5 million, no mortgage, home worth $3 million. So we all wish we could be John and Jane. But the point here is when you go into this tax tool, you can see the first things it'll do is it'll do what's called a tax estimate. And it will say, here you guys are, you make lots of money. If you stop working at 60, your income will be way lower. And then in the future, it will jump up a lot because of required minimum distributions. Now, when we're working with clients, so you can see here's their income today. They make $365,000. But we can fast forward to 2040. Well, now they're no longer making any money because they're retired, but they have $126,000 because they have income they're living off of and dividends and all these different things. So the cool thing is it allows you to in real time go and kind of project out your future. I find your CPA is not even doing this level of work. That's level 1. Level 2 is this tax strategies piece. This is where you can go in and see, okay, how do I optimize to, save $600,000 in taxes? Well, a lot of this, you should go through the course to do it properly. But you can see here's their income today, and then it shoots up like crazy because they're going to be forced to take out a lot of money because they inherited a lot of wealth. So in their plan, you can see if they do certain Roth conversions and all these different things, and their kids are in the 14% tax bracket and they inherit this money, they should do Roth conversions because it will yield X amount of dollars. Now that's level 1. You can go through and look at all the different variations of this and, where does the income come from and how much is Social Security versus pension. And I'm not going to bore you to death. But the point here is you can go into a lot of detail and see today they don't need to do any conversions. They're not, relying on income because they have their jobs. I mean, they're not relying on their portfolio. Yes, they're relying on income. But in the future, maybe they should be converting a certain amount and yada, yada. Here's my point. There's a really cool tool that you can click here to solve for what are the top strategies. Now, it's not going to be perfect. Software is never perfect, but it's software. It's using assumptions. So if you let it think, eventually it will say, hey guys, maybe you should convert up to this bracket and here's why and which account you should pull from. And so it's cool. That's not why I'm showing you guys this because this was already in the program. They now have this tax analyzer piece. And this is really cool because the blue is the original. So what that means is AGI is adjusted gross income. So $365,000 their salary today. But what if we put out an alternative, meaning $100,000? So I can go in here in real time and say, what if their income is not 365 but 100,000, and they have this amount of interest and qualified dividends and ordinary dividends and gains and business income and rental properties and HSAs and deductions and yada yada. You go through here and you can project out future years, but you can also look at the different thresholds. So what the heck does that mean? Well, what you can see is today they make too much money to do a Roth contribution. They make 365, that's over 246. But what if they make less money or their spouse keeps working or whatever? Well, now they're in a spot where they can take advantage of some of these thresholds here. So you can go out and project out, well, what about in 2029? Well, how does that change things? Well, now you can see in 2029, they won't be able to take advantage of these. Why? because maybe in their projection, they're projected to get raises at work. So that's going to change things. But if you decide to go out further to 2048, well, how does that change things? Well, now you can see their income is projected to be $67,000 because they're going to be living off of a brokerage account, which is more efficient. So the point here is you can actually like model out different tax returns, which your CPA might be doing for you, but you might not be able to play around with it. Now, one thing here is I have an upload a return button where I can do a total tax analysis. You guys won't have this button unless you're a Root client. So just FYI, you can ignore this tab here. It's not the most important. And by the way, I don't even use that. When I work with clients, I prefer this software. Now, this software, this is like tax only. So this is like a big portal where you can go and run estimates on anything, Social Security or insurance or whatever. So this is important because you could go in here and go, okay, if I choose to collect at this age versus that age, it's a big difference of your plan. This is a software that we use with our clients, and it's because we want to build tax returns just in more detail. So really powerful, good software, but I'm not able to give this access to you guys. And to be honest, you don't want it because it's a full-time job to learn this. It's like, imagine someone just says, you can go do surgery now. Good luck. You're like, well, that's just probably not wise. So that's what I wanted to go over. And the final thing, I know I said that a few times now, is I'm going to do a live event this upcoming Friday. So it's going to be at Ari Taublieb YouTube Live. So if you go here and then you click on the live tab, which is the fourth tab here, you can see the last live I did was 3 weeks ago where I was highlighting one of my awesome advisors, JT. This is going to be the last live show most likely because everything's going to move to what's called the Root Collective. And the Root Collective is, let's see if I can give some insight on this. Guys, just bear with me 1 second because I want to make sure I know where everything is. Okay. It's going to look a lot prettier than this. Oh, it's not even coming up. That's my fault. Okay. But basically what it's going to be is it's going to be a community where you guys can all speak to one another, because some of you will leave comments on YouTube videos and you'll chat, but it's not that easy to communicate with them. So it's going to be a communicative platform for all of us to chat. There's going to be fun challenges in there. I'm going to do my live shows in there. I'm going to have additional shows with my partner, James Canole, and then other advisors. And there's going to be a whole lot more in that. And that's going to be the community. So basically what I'm going to be doing is discussing this community on this upcoming live show, why we're doing it, what makes it different. I truly believe it is going to be the biggest thing that's happening at Root, but not saying in the financial industry because a lot's going on. But if there was a real community where you guys could go in and go, hey, I'm playing with that software right now, but I'm not a Root client yet. Hey, what are you guys doing when you input life insurance? And hey, some of you said you did retire early. I know Ari talks about it all the time because he's obsessed with it like a weirdo, but I'm actually retiring in the next year, and it sounds like you just did. What's gone really well? Are you bored? How are you fulfilling your time? Is it not an issue at all? Like, how are you actually tackling this? So that is going to be a really cool community. It's going to be like the next step. So like level 1 is go play with the software, build your own advisor, build your own plan. Even if you have an advisor, to me, this is powerful. This is something that I would use regardless. And let's see if I can pull this up real quick for you guys. Actually, it'll take me too long, so I'm not going to make you guys wait. So the point here is this is where I would start. Then you join the community. And then, of course, the reason we do what we do here is it's the full service offering, which is, once again, some of you don't need this. A lot of you are like, I like being my own advisor. Others of you are like, no, Root has completely changed my life. And if you are a Root client, let us know in the comments because that's what makes our job fun. But you can learn about our process. Hey, what are you looking for? This is the founder of the firm, James. So I just want to make this video to give you guys an update. Family is safe. As of now, winds are projected to pick up today, Monday. You can see I'm recording this at 10:43 Pacific time. And then it's projected to pick up and peak tomorrow. So we're on standby because new fires could happen at any time, which is why I'm kind of on edge and maybe not acting like I'm normally acting. And that is what I wanted to make sure I went through with you guys today. Just want to give you an update. Love you guys.